All right. Friday open. Let's go. Let's get right into it, guys. Welcome. What is going on, my lads? Okay, we got at 16 o'clock we got University of Michigan sentiment, so stick up for that. So for now, on the overnight session, we dumped all the way down to this pivot. And the plan is, if we get down below the 700s, below the 70s, I'll get short and my stop will be probably somewhere at the recent high. If we start dumping from here, probably my stop will be somewhere up here. But if we get above the 200s, we get above the VWAP, we look for long opportunities. So the same for the 50-minute and hourly chart. We'll look for long opportunities because the smaller time frames will take us based on what the higher time frames are taking us. And so if the higher time frame plans to go higher, so will the smaller time frames. Always keep that in mind, guys. All right. Take the news right here. And yeah, 4 minutes, 3 minutes until market open. QQQ got a small gap, but remember, we got previous unfilled gaps. 2 gaps from actually 2 previous days. 3 that we have not filled. And at some point, we're going to start dumping very, very hard. The ES is just ripping. It's above the VWAP, above the 6,000s. Looking good for a push. You can expect the same from the Nasdaq. But we want the setup. I don't want to go just into this mess right here. So let's see if you can get any trendy action and let's see if we can make any money. We're pushing above the 90s. We got some resistance into the 90s here, 95s. If we can push above, we're pushing the 200s. So what I'd like to see, pushing the 200s, rip up there and come back, retest the VWAP or the 200 level and continue up from there. That's what I'd see on the hourly chart. The overall idea that this plays out like something like this. The 15-minute chart looks like it had a smaller setup, as you can see. Look at this. It had a smaller setup. You can see it on the 3-minute chart, especially on the 3-minute and 5-minute chart. You can really see it. This was a long opportunity, but we were below the VWAP, and as you can see, we dumped some. We chopped around a lot. We dumped, and then we pushed up, but getting long here is not optimal, since this might have been just that type of scenario where you dump, you push back up and you continue dumping. So this type of action is not optimal. 48 seconds and the market is officially open. Is this recording? Yes, it's recording. All right. See what we make. I set my contracts to 3 micros here. 3 micros. Gonna look for a setup. Gonna make the money and take my stuff and leave. Pushing towards the view up there. Resistance at the view up right here. We got some resistance. Let's see if we can turn it into support. Market's open. We're ripping. There it goes. Made the pump before the dump. We ripped 200s right before it. We're going. Let's see. Oof. What was that lag? Alright, so on the hourly chart, it seems that we want to go up, so we're going to follow the trend. Right now, we're waiting for a setup. We want an overall setup. We want to retest into the 200s or possibly down there into the 90s, down there somewhere into the 95s. That's the overall idea. As you can see, previous resistance 94s. So right now I'd want to see a pullback in the 94s and then continue higher. I'll take a long. 94s. Just come back 94s. Take me out 95s. View ups up there also 95s. So it would be a very optimal setup. ES ripping, small gap on the ES, close the gap on the QQQ, small one, insignificant. Gosh, this week has not been bad, but also not too good, you know. It's been 50-50. $95s. Gonna get the long right here. Take it up there into the 20s. Come on, don't get stuck. There it goes. There it goes. Drag it to break even. There it goes. Take us out. Up there, 20s. There you go. Perfect trade. Perfect trade, guys. We discussed the setup. Like we said, get back there, 95s, take the long, go back up there into the 20s and get your 20 points and leave. We're officially up one trade and we made $100. So you can see now this keeps ripping. So however, we're not here to hold. There will be days when you'll guys see me, I'll be holding these trades for long and I'll let them run way longer. But there will be days when I will simply not allow it to do so. We're day traders, guys. We're not swing traders. We're not investors. We're not here to hold for hours and hours on end. We're here to go in and go out. We're literally 4 minutes in and we've already got a setup. I might just take it and leave because this is so good. I might just take it and leave, quite literally. I mean, $100. Look at this. Why did we take the setup? We discussed this overall thesis right before market open. We push above the 200s, we push above the 10s here, and we come back into the 200 area, perhaps into the view up. We retest it and we go back higher. Come on, guys. It can't get more obvious than this. I might just take it and go away now. I mean, we're gonna close the week. I want to close the week green. I don't want any trouble whatsoever. Okay, we're dumping. Now we're back down there. 2 minute chart going down there, back down. Let's see. Quite an amazing setup. Very amazing. We literally took it at the, literally at the top of the candle. Exactly. Got filled, entered at the 02s and got filled at the 20s. Now it's a bit choppy. So the hourly chart is definitely heading up. The high of day is up there, 263. Let's see what the 15-minute chart is doing. Right now, nothing to really set things in motion. Kind of a bit, now it went silent. That was the move, guys. This was the initial move that we looked for. Three more minutes and I'll close the video because I'm really happy with how that trade turned out. We made literally $100. We made more than what we lost previously 2 days ago. Always make more than what you lose. That's how. We're up 264. We're fine. We're rocking and rolling. We're maintaining profitability. Take this video, guys, and learn. Use these videos to learn how to trade, learn how to maintain profitability long term. We're here. This is a business, guys. This is not a gambling. This is not some gambling session. This is not some casino that you can just play on. Is it optimal to enter long here? No. Why? Because we don't have this structure. Let me guys show you. We don't have this type of structure. Right now, we have this type of structure, like this. And we're more prone to dump, or maybe even revisit the view up again. Maybe I take a long again, who knows? Let's see, do we go back down 200? Do we go back down to view up? Do you go down there 94s maybe? This is a tiny little cluster. Initially we found support down here. I'd like to see it back into the view up. Be absolutely insane if we could. 10-minute chart, daily chart. I'm curious how the daily chart looks. Daily chart looks very toppy. Oops. Sorry guys. Oof. Would I get long here? Nah, probably not. I would like a deeper type of pullback. Even if it goes higher, I'm not going to be upset. That trade just turned so good. Literally 49 seconds. It took us and we made $100. Okay, the daily candle looks very toppy. Very... It looks at the all-time high, so... hard to really make anything of it, really. A pullback would be optimal in the 21,000s probably, maybe even down, yeah, 21,000 optimal pullback, and perhaps then we continue. But yeah, as usual. Okay, now we're starting to do some to have some structure, but I would like a deeper pullback somewhere into the 200s, maybe even 95, 96 is here, prior resistance, and maybe I'll grab another long. But I think I'm gonna end the week very green. Okay, we're ripping. Pulling back. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have entered here. That's what I would have liked to see. It would have been more convincing if we pulled again back into the 200s like we did here. And or maybe even into the 95s. That would have been sick. This is again prior resistance. Let's take a look on our charts. I'm gonna go right here. Prior resistance down here, 95s. So this would be the optimal pullback. This is where it got stuck, and this is where we should retest. We should have some orders here, some interest into the 95s. 5-minute chart, I'm gonna go a bit to the higher time frames. I'm gonna stay away a bit from the lower time frames. As you can see, there's a full cluster of chop and wicks apparently. Let's see what happens. $199, view up 190, 199. ES also pulling back, making this perfect structure. The S&P, the spider S&P 500 ETF is also making a nice structure. The QQQ overall, the QQQ is also making this nice structure. See what happens if we can pull back just a tiny little more. Just be patient, be patient, be patient. There we go, 200 level. $200 level, go down there, 95s, there it goes, 95s. Got a big deep. Looks dumpy, looks wicky. 15-minute chart looks wicking. 1 hour chart looks pullback. If we get below the 70s, or maybe below the 80s, then it would be a sign that it wants to dump. Below the view up is not good. What I want to see now for a possible short, okay, we're starting to go a little bit bearish. Brutal candle. New 5-minute candle, let's see how the new 5-minute candle ends up. We might want to push into the 200s before dumping, so that's what I want to see. 200s, 200 dump. Yeah, this thing wants to probably break structure. It took all the stops in possible orders and now wants to continue. If we can go back up at the 200s, prior support, I'll look to take a short. But right now I just want to leave and come back next week. That's what I want to do. Okay. Choppy, just chop. If we could push back up into the 200s and then get back down below the 95s, that would be great for a short. There we go, 200s, 200 resistance. If we want to go higher, now let's see, depends where we want to go. That's how I'll adjust my contracts. Three-minute chart, maybe we get another long. If this, okay. If this 3-minute candle could pull back into the middle of the prior 3 minutes, that would be sick. That would be absolutely sick. There is hesitation into the 15s. A lot. Oof. That was a fake out. Ooh, oof. Good lord. Wow. We're creating like a mini bull flag. Don't know if I should get long right here at the 15s. Probably go, but we're in the middle of the range. There's no reason for me to buy in. Where's my stop? Down here? There's no way. Down here? Maybe in the 200s. That would have been something, but I would expect if I would go long at the 15s, let's see if we can go in the 40s, because that's my initial, like at least in the 35s, maybe 40s. Or do we get stuck here? As you can see, getting long at the 15s was... Let's see if we run the 205s or the 200s. Technically, if I would have got long at the 15s, then probably I would have put my stop somewhere in the 200s. That would equals to a probably 15-point stop. Yeah, see? Getting long right here. You would have got better chances if you got long at the 90s or 95s and put your stop down there in the 75s. But if you put your stop in the 75s, you got long in the 95s, stop would have quite been insane. 20-point stop on the Nasdaq. Eesh, 20 points is large. I would have to go down to 2 micros at this point. Okay, we ran the 205s, would have got stopped out if we would have put our stop here. Now do we go in the 200s? That's a question. It is quiet. Damn, bro. Okay. I might take it and leave because we're in this overall middle of the range and you can get easily ruined in here. So as you can see, you mark it out, it's obvious on the chart from the 30s to the 80s. Oof. From the 30s to the 80s, there's nothing for you here. It's just range, 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 range. And if we toss the MACD on the charts, I mean, it's strong enough for us to buy, but I'm not gonna. We might rip, but I'm not gonna. ES has a better setup than this, than the Nasdaq at this point. The QQQ, we're looking bullish on the QQQ, so we might break out. I wouldn't be surprised if we broke out to the 50s or higher. But you know what? I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm gonna come back next Monday for Monday Open, and we'll see what happens. This was a good week overall, and we made money. We made $100. We're gonna take it and we're gonna leave. I'm thankful for today, and we're gonna come back next week. Live to trade the next week. It was relatively an easy day, especially on this pullback right here. This was the initial setup that I was talking about. We took it, we made money, and we left. Now, yeah, see, no point in getting long anywhere, no point in getting short or long. It's just silent. If it's gonna break out here, then yeah, no. It's just, even if it goes up right now, Where would have been your entry? There's just, it's not clean. Over here it was clean. You got long at the 202s, I got long at the 202s with a wonderful risk to reward. Like I knew, like I put my stop right below this candle right here. Okay, this is what I did. I put my stop right below this candle, and it was a 6-point stop, and I put my take profit right up there into the 20s. I mean, come on guys. Isn't this great? Six points to make 18 points. This was the setup. This was a good setup. This was the A+ setup. See, getting long here got you screwed. Stop. If your stops in here, it would probably come back down and run it. But I'm gonna come back next Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in. Link down below in the description if you want to sign up with Apex. Thank you guys for coming in, and I'll see you guys next Monday for Monday Open. Let's go. Peace to the Middle East.